Hi, I'm Leigh-Chantelle, and this is the last week you have to pre-poll before the Australian federal election on Saturday the 3rd of May. And I've done this video to give you 5 things to have a look at before you go to vote. And number 1 is the Australian Electoral Commission website, AEC. This is where you can go to find what your electorate is and how to vote, where to vote, whether you do that before, as in pre-polling the rest of this week, or on the day of the election, which is Saturday. And number 2 is theyvoteforyou.org.au. And this is a good way to find out who is your sitting MP at the moment. If you are not aware of that, you can have a look at how they have voted over the years, and this is really important in particular to see if your values and the things that you agree with align with the person who is in at the moment. And this is also good to check out if maybe the policies that they're talking about and the things that they're saying in the media are things that they actually have voted for or against in the past. Then you have Vote Compass from the ABC, and you can have a look on the website. They ask you a few questions, fill in some things, and it shows you how your political values align. This is limited to Labor, Liberal and the Greens, but it's a good guide if they're the sort of parties that you would vote for. And it's just really interesting to see sometimes how some of our views are a bit closer to other parties than maybe we would have thought. And then there's Build A Ballot, buildaballot.org.au. This is just launched this year, and I found it really helpful. It's also similar to Vote Compass, where it asks you different questions about pressing issues of the day, housing, environment, cost of living, that sort of stuff. And then it gives you a list based on those answers that you gave, and it ranks all the candidates for the House of Representatives, and it ranks all the parties for the Senate. And I found it really interesting. I found it really helpful, in particular for all those very similar parties that you're just not sure how to order them, you know, like who's the least worst, for example. So yeah, Build A Ballot was really helpful to me, and I've done a video about that from beginning to end if you want to see that as well. And last but not least is the communityindependenceproject.org. You may have heard of independence in Parliament, you may have heard of Climate 200, you may have heard the term the Teals. All of these people are working independently for the people in their community, as part of the community, doing what their community wants. There's a long history in Australia, actually, of independence in positions of power in Parliament, so it's nothing new. But have a look at the website and check out who, if there's a candidate that you can vote for, who is a community independent. At the moment for this federal election, it's really cool because 1 in 4 people can vote for a community independent, so it's really awesome in my opinion. And yes, have a look who's there. Last federal election, there was like 8 or 9 people that were elected, mostly MPs and 1 senator, which is David Pocock in the ACT. So we've got about 8 incumbents, or 8 people that have already been elected that would be great to re-elect, and a heap more that are looking to be elected for the first time. So have a look, and hopefully you have a community independent to support in your electorate. I hope all that info has helped you today, my top 5. What do you use? Have you got something else? Have you had really good success with one of the things I have mentioned? And yeah, I look forward to seeing the election results on Saturday. Just keep in mind, keep things positive. There's a lot of negativity out there, but just pay attention to the positive policies, pay attention to the positive people that want to stand up for their constituents, And let's have a really great election and have a really great week. If you poll beforehand, if you poll on election day, have a great week ahead, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.